Hello, how are you? I'm doing well, thank you. I don't know why I have to do all of this shifting around whenever I do that intro. um, Hi, I'm Amanda of the MandaMadeIt podcast. I have a fiber in my mouth already. Okay. Um, Off to a rocky start. Let's start over. Okay, I am Amanda of the MandaMadeIt podcast. I am coming to you from Westerly, Rhode Island, where I live with my husband and my two children. If you are new here, this is a knitting, crocheting, and beginning spinning podcast where I just discuss and share my uh, various makes and things that I'm going to try and, you know, that kind of normal podcasty stuff. Um, and if you are new here, welcome. If you are returning, thanks for coming back. Glad to see you. Um, you can find me on Ravelry and Instagram. Ravelry, I am MandaMadeIt, and Instagram, I am MandaMadeIt FA for Fiber Arts. The Instagram is purely a yarny Instagram. Um, so that's what that is. Let's see. We're going to get into it. I apologize. I have a bit of a headache. It's been a bit of a long week. But I really wanted to share some things because I do have some FOs, including this one. I am so happy with this. This is the Love Note from Tin Can Knits. I did start this because of the Grocery Girls hashtag GG 3-week Love Note Cal, something like that. It took me just about 2 weeks to make this sweater. It is made with, I held together red stag fibers and antique rose. They're croft fingering with 30 dye works, mohair in heartbreak. It is not blocked yet. I have woven in the ends, but I haven't cut them. I just have this sitting in a pile of other things that need to get washed and blocked. But I did make a few modifications. One, it is short sleeved. I wanted this to be more of a springtime sweater because I'm in Rhode Island. It's now April 1st. Yeah, today's April 1st. So I did choose to make this a little bit more of a transition sweater. Not that I can't wear it over a long sleeve shirt for the winter if I want to. But yeah, let me stand up. Don't mind me. I'm wearing overalls and I just have the top pulled down so you can see this because I didn't want to take the time to change my freaking pants. So yeah, I did lengthen the body considerably and I did not do the high-low hem. I'm not a huge fan of high-low hems. I never have been. And I quite frankly didn't want to take the time to do the short rows. So I didn't. And I basically did like 5 rows from where you pick up for the sleeves and then did my ribbing. Called it done. This is very comfortable. I love this. I am just like so absolutely enamored with this. And it feels like my first, I don't know, like big girl sweater, I guess. Like knitter with a capital K sweater. I just like am thoroughly pleased. I know there's mistakes in there and I don't give a shit. Like it nobody's gonna notice that. Like nobody notices these things except for the knitter, and I can't even find them. I just know they're in there somewhere. But the neckline came out great. I did not do the ribbing as long as it suggested, I think. I just did a few rows. I don't know. And the neckline fits me perfect. I have no issues with it. I learned several new techniques with this. Well, not several. Well, kind of. Well, I did the provisional cast on, which I've never done before. The lace was only my second time doing lace. I've never done a round yoke. So Anyway, I'm just really, really pleased with this, how it looks. And so because I was so pleased with it, I did promptly cast on the new one for my daughter, my older daughter who is 5, and then I finished this a couple days ago. Also, it is not washed. I mean, it's acrylic bamboo blend, so it's not gonna like block the way that we think. But the ends are not woven in yet. No, these are not woven in yet. I had my daughter try this on because she has been notoriously difficult with hand knits. And she loved it. So now I can really, really finish it off. I don't have to add length anywhere or shorten anything. She's very happy with it, which makes me very happy. And then I finished that one. And I, again, promptly cast on another one for my youngest daughter. I'll just do a quick show of it here. I am going to go over it more in detail in whips. But, so. Anywho, this is a great pattern. I can't say enough about it. I mean, the gauge is fan-freaking-tastic. You're knitting a DK weight yarn on a size 10, US 10, like 6mm needle. It just goes so quick. It's amazing. I think everybody should try it. It's so easily modifiable too. My next finished object is the socks I was making for my mother. These are, I'm really glad I bought those sock blockers that I don't use. Oh, the joys of being a newbie knitter. Anyway, so I have made these socks, and I did originally make them for my mother. Something got lost in translation when I asked her to measure her foot, and when she measured it, she did not measure it correctly. So the numbers that she gave me yielded a sock that was too big for her, but happens to fit my husband perfectly. So now he has a new pair of socks, and I have enough yarn to make another pair for her, with the addition of heels, toes, and cuffs and something else. So I will do that. But this was just a regular plain vanilla sock. It's Lollipop yarns, Hard Day's Night colorways, all Beatles inspired. Each color has a different Beatles song name. I don't know which one is which. Yeah, so I really like these. I think I did a 60 stitch actually, but I was on US 1.5 needles, I think. I don't know. Anyway, anything I talk about, projects and stuff, will be linked below. There will be Ravelry pages linked if you are, if Ravelry is inaccessible to you. I apologize, is what I use. So that's that. And so these are the socks. They're done. I'm gonna wash these too, just because, you know, I do like to wash things once before I give them to people, because like, things travel with me. They get thrown around. I cook, I eat, you know, things get on your hands. Just want to give somebody something that's clean once at least. So those are my finished objects. Now, I do have a few whips as well. I will go back to this one, which is the love note for my youngest daughter, who was 16 months. And so I'm actually knitting the 2 to 4 size, which is going to be big on her. It's going to be very big on her. But she's basically in 24 months clothes at this point. They're just too long on her. And so I know she'll be able to get more wear out. I mean, to be honest, because even this yarn is so stretchy, like, my older daughter is probably going to get a number of years of wear out of this, even though I knit this in the 6 to 8 size, and I knit it longer. She could probably continue to wear it for quite a while as a crop top if she chooses to. And for both my older daughter and my younger daughter, I only did one repeat of the lace, and I'm fine with that. I was just like, one repeat of the lace is fine. I think this one actually calls for doing another half repeat of the lace, and I just skipped that, and just knit straight rows instead. Um, the yarn, I think it was like a storybook lullaby. It was a Stitch Studio yarn from AC Moore when they were going out of business. And I had one skein of it. It's going to be just enough to make this, and it'll be another skein out of my stash. The blue Love Note used up 2 skeins of yarn that have been in my stash for a couple of years. So I am really, really pleased to be able to use these things and make useful, pretty things with them. So I mean, I've got like this much of the skein left. I still want to do another inch on the body, ribbing, pick up the neck and work that, and then like just like really short sleeves, and this will be plenty for that. I'm not concerned about it at all. And if I run out, I have other yarn in stash that I can, budget and make it work. So, and she's not even a year and a half old. She doesn't give a rip, I can tell you that much. My next whip is another pair of socks that was done on the Regia Space Color. I think it's the one called Neptune, but it is 06464 is the color number, I think. Yeah, I think that's what it is. But I am through the heels on both of them, because again, I am a tandem sock knitter. It just makes life easier. And yeah, I'm through the heels. And now I'm just gonna, basically I'll probably knit 10 rows a day for a few days on each sock, and then do a 20 round cuff and call it a day. These are for my friend Nicole. Nick. I don't know why I keep calling her Nicole on here. I never call her Nicole. This was 64 stitches. She gave me correct foot measurements. 64 stitches, fish lips kiss heel, like a vanilla sock, no big whoop. Doing it on, I don't know, what size are these? Oh, these are my Haya sharps, so I don't know what size these are. Oh, US 1. Okay, perfect. Yeah, US 1. So, anyway, these will be done definitely in the next week and a half, if not before then. I mean, really, like, I probably have another 6 days. Not even 6, no, 4 days. 4 days of working on these, and then these will be done. So, that's that. That's like the second pair of 3 that I cast. I cast on 3 pairs of socks in 1 week in February. And I don't know, I just heard a noise. I don't know what that was. Yeah, I had cast on 3 pairs of socks in the middle of February for some reason. And now I'm finally finishing them. So that's the second pair from that time period. My next whip is, this is a Colourwork sampler tube scarf that is a pattern that was done in the beginning knitting group on Ravelry. This is the 2018 version that I had started doing before the 2022 version was coming out, because they release a clue each month. So I've actually gone, this is May I just finished, and I'm queued up to start June. I am using, I mean, it's cute. Like, this yarn here is like my daughter and I dyed it with Kool-Aid, I think, and it's just not reading well, so I've decided I won't do any more in that for now, because it's just, you can't see the color work really. Even up close, it's just like a mishmash of stuff. It's not my shitty color work technique either. But the other darker color that is reading well is another Kool-Aid dyed yarn. It was a bear yarn I got from Knit Picks. I think it's Merino style DK, maybe Merino style DK. And so we had just, my daughter and I had fun dyeing this up. And then the gray is actually the Twinkle DK from a Knit Crate box. I don't remember the actual color name. But stash yarns getting used up. And yes, this is supposed to be a tube scarf, right? So you knit the whole thing in a tube, you graft or sew the ends together. You can make it a cowl. You know, once you get to the full end, this one will probably be long enough. I have been toying with the idea of simply kind of stuffing this for a pillow, like just kind of like a bolster type pillow for her to have. So I don't know if she'll wear it as a cowl. I have no idea. So we'll see. But you know, it's good practice for color work. I, you know, am enjoying doing the different things. It's helping me with my chart reading. You know, my technique, I've been able to try different methods, so I'm enjoying that. If Ravelry is accessible to you, then I do suggest checking out the beginning knitting group, because it does have lots of great free patterns to try, and they have their cows never close. Like, they open them and then they just go forever, and you can get lots of help, and there's lots of very nice, helpful people in there. So yeah, that's that. I have one more whip, kind of like a baby whip to show. This is probably my favorite project bag, and it's a Books A Million reusable shopping bag. I don't know why I like this one so much, but I do. So, you know, as kids do, my daughter had seen me working on, I don't know, my cable's been, had seen me working on my love note a while back, and she said, oh, I would like to have a shirt and a skirt, one light and one dark. I said, okay. And I had already started her sweater at this point, and, you know, so I knew that would be the light shirt that she wanted. But she said she wants a skirt, and, like, I was a little taken aback by that. Sorry, I just realized I dropped a thing. Okay. But I did find a crochet pattern, which is really pretty, and it's called the Delphinium Summer Crochet Skirt pattern. And it's basically, let me see if I can, yeah, it's basically like a series of waves. It's a shell stitch, double crochet shells. I did decide to go with crochet for it just simply because I think it was visual, like the texture would be more fun, not take me as long, really. But I had, at one point I had purchased a set of yarn from Knit Picks, and it's their Comfy worsted weight, and Comfy is a 75% Pima cotton, 25% acrylic. So I have kind of like a fade set of theirs in all blues. So, and I thought that I would give this a shot for her. That off there. For her skirt. Now, I'm gonna lose all these. So I'm starting with the dark blue, and you know, I'm hoping I actually probably won't need more than the three darkest colors. If I do, I have these other ones, the kind of gray, Silver Sage, and the ivory that I have that came with this, and you know, I could add those on if I need to. But this is, the dark blue is called Planetarium. This is their label. Comfy worsted Planetarium. And then that would be followed by Marlin and Seafoam. So I thought that would be very pretty. I did show it to my daughter once she okayed the love note. I showed her what I had started with. Because if you have kids and if you have made them things and they have repeatedly been very unhappy with the things that you've made, you begin to grow slightly jaded, I guess, might be the word. I don't know if that would be the word, but it is a word. I just kinked my thing. You know, my Coco Bolo something or other from Nitpicks. Oh well. I'll deal with that later. So those are all my whips. Those are my things. You know, I didn't really start any of the other things I talked about last time. The Decrafter's Cap or the Soldatna. I have, every month I make a goal list of like making projects and stuff. So I have things on there. It's basically just like, for a lot of stuff, there are things I want to finish, there are things I want to swatch for, you know, just daily go, like I want to spend 15 minutes a day, that kind of stuff. And it helps me stay on track with the sort of things I want to do. Two patterns I did, or one pattern I did purchase when she put it on sale, a flash sale, was Andrea Renee Knits, her Velicor, which I've always admired since it came out, and it was on sale, so I picked up the pattern. And I'm really I'm gonna do a swatch with some Cascade that I have. The original is knit in both a wool version and a cotton version, and I was thinking of doing like a cotton version for, you know, winter, summer, fall type gear. But I can't find a yarn that's similar to the one that she used. It's called Yoth, I think, Yoth, Y-O-T-H. And I could buy that actual yarn if this swatch that I have in the Cascade, if it doesn't work, like the colors, you know, this is stash diving, so this is trying to make things fit rather than choosing things that I want. So I don't know if it's gonna work. Hopefully I will have that done in the next couple of weeks so that I can share that and get some opinions, if anybody has opinions. Another swatch I plan to make is the Tegna, which I have been trying to swatch for with one of the yarns I used in this, and it didn't work. But I do have some Muse fingering from Nitpicks that I'm going to try a swatch in, and we'll see how that goes. I think there have been a couple of projects made in that, if I remember correctly, and they looked like they worked. So we'll see if I can get gauge better with that yarn, because yarn substitution can be tricky. You know, the way a yarn is spun, the materials in it, like it can all contribute to gauge being off, because yarn substitution isn't just as simple as switching, you know, within the same weight category. It just doesn't quite work that way. So anyway, that's something else I'm going to try. One other cool thing I did, because I don't really have much spinning stuff to show this week. One other cool thing I did is my daughter and I made, where we're playing with polymer clay that we have, and this was like a little ball of clay that she had just like mixed a bunch of colors, and I just flattened it out, cut a circle out, stuck a hole in it, and I made a spindle with a dowel that I had. And what do you know, the some bitch actually spins, you know, like I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it when it actually worked. Like, I know it works, but I couldn't believe that it works. And I had actually gotten the idea from watching Jilly and Eve here on YouTube, and I'll link that channel and video below. You know, she's got some great DIY tutorials on how to make these and what to make them with, and I'm actually tickled pink that this works, and I really want to like do some more support spindling now. So I'll be messing around with this some more. Uh, so yeah, that's all I have to show today. I am going to mention that I did order. Now, this is before I found out about the Etsy strike that I think is starting on the 11th. And I don't know much about it. You'll have to look into it for yourself. But there's a price hike happening on Etsy fees, and so there's going to be a bunch of sellers who are going to boycott or strike on Etsy. And I don't really know how that's going to work. Depends on how you feel about it. But anyway, I had ordered from the Dancing Goats company on Etsy some Neolithic spinning or modeled spinning support spindles. So they have found, they're making replicas of Neolithic spindle whorls that have been found in archaeological digs. I find that so fascinating, and I don't know why, but I am like such a geek. I want to spin with them. So I ordered one just to check it out and see what I think. I have heard that Hershey something or other, I think Evie from Jillian Eve has mentioned Hershey spinning supplies. I don't know. I'll have to look them up. Wilby offers that sort of thing as well. So that's something I'm looking forward to getting into the mail. Another thing I'm looking forward to getting in the mail is a Paradise Fiber subscription box. I did decide to go ahead and just give it a shot for a couple months, see what I think. You know, my last subscription box was Knit Crate, and I did that for about a year, I think. And it was good. I enjoyed it. However, I was part of the subscription for the Year of the Alpaca, so every single yarn had alpaca content. And I learned, at least with yarn, that I want more control over what I'm getting. And it's not a problem through Knit Crate. It's a subscription box. Like, you're gonna get what you're gonna get, and you know that when you sign up for it. I just, in looking at my stash, I was looking at a lot of yarn that I probably wouldn't have chosen if I was out shopping, like, on my own, you know. And so, I mean, some of it I did purchase from them after receiving some of the yarn. I did go back and buy more and stuff, so it wasn't all bad or anything. But I don't know if I'm going to be that same way about fiber. So I'm going to try it. I can't help it. I see the unboxings and I'm like, I want to try that. So I'm going to give it a shot. Hopefully I'll have my first box by the end or middle of this month of April. So we'll see. We shall see. Let me see. What else? I think that's it. That's really it. A few life things. I had my doctor's appointments last week. The one with the primary care provider was less than stellar. Not because they didn't discover anything wrong with me. It was, I'm hesitant to get too far into it, but I will say that we don't have insurance, and we don't have it by choice. It is not a financial issue for us to get insurance. It is a choice that we are making. However, the limiting factor of that is unreal when it comes to some doctors and their opinions on things. So I'm going to get an eye test next week, or next month, or this month. I'm going to get an eye test and do some blood work. See what's up with some things that have been going on. So, and then I'll probably look for a different doctor. I don't mind shopping around because, again, I don't have insurance, so I can shop around. Some doctors won't take me because I don't have insurance, but that's okay. Like, if that's gonna be your stance on it, that's fine. You're the doc. That's cool. I did go to my other doctor's appointment. She said I could start weaning off the sertraline. I started, and then I realized I was gonna get my period this week, so it wasn't so great. It wasn't good timing, and I'm probably not gonna continue the weaning process until after this is over. Also, I turned 40 this year, so I get to go get a mammogram. Woohoo! Colon cancer screenings are off. I know I have to wait another 5 years for that. It's crazy the shit that you all of a sudden find yourself thinking of, and that you have to get tested for, and all that stuff. So booby smashing, here we come. Anyway, yeah, that's it. We got our shut up last week. Be doing some more work downstairs soon. Yeah. So if you are still here, thank you very much for joining. Thanks for coming. Thanks for visiting, stopping by. Let me know what you're up to. You know, if anybody knows of a good substitution for Yoth yarns, it's like 75% cotton and 25% wool. Like, I wouldn't think that would be an issue to find a substitution for, but apparently it is. It's like freaking ridiculous. I should just, no, I don't want to spin my own. Cotton feels like it's difficult to spin. I don't want to spin it. So I don't know, but yeah, let me know how you're doing. Talk to me. Tell me what's up. And yeah, I'll see you next week. Okay? Talk to you then. Bye.